All right, boys, we got the story of Counter-Strike's greatest AWPer. Now, I'm pretty new to CS, okay? I have 35 hours, and every single game I come across a cheater, basically, but I'm still playing the game because it's still fun as hell. And I've been getting these videos on my YouTube, so we got this one. If you don't know who I am, my name is Kaiki Silva. I do reaction content, gaming content, life stuff. Check out the YouTube channel if you like it. Leave a sub if you don't. Whatever, what are you going to do? Let's get into it.
When you think of the best AWPer in history, only one player comes to mind.
You can see him trying to find the first kill. Does get it as well. Takes down Steel towards Highway.
Now, I never heard of this Kenny guy, okay? I just made a reaction video to Simple a couple weeks ago, and I never heard of Simple either. I'm very new to the CS scene. I don't know any of these names. I don't know any of these teams. I don't know any of these guys, okay? So this Kenny guy, seems like there's some lore behind him. Let's see what he's got.
Finds it as well. Bolts, and there's Phelps. Kenny's alive late.
He was called the magician with the AWP because he was so good.
Wait, I think I've seen this guy on like Instagram or something. I might have seen this guy low key. He looks like a businessman. This guy looks like he owns a company.
Looked like magic. He defined the role of AWPer.
It looks like Kenny could be their man. He comes in from connector. Oh, has cover, and the quick shot versus electronic.
Oh my God. This is like BO2 Ballista DSR days. What the hell?
He comes in from connector. Oh!
Defined the role of AWPer.
It looks like Kenny could be their man. He comes in from connector. Oh, has cover, and the quick shot versus electronic.
Oh my God, that's disgusting, dude. That's disgusting. This is literally Black Ops. I didn't even know you could quickscope like this. God damn.
Oh, another! Perfecto!
He would take the duels no one else could. Getting aces was just part of the routine. But things didn't start this way for Kenny S. On his rise to the top, he was met with challenge after challenge. This is his story of the greatest AWPer of all time. But who is he?
Now let me know in the comments. Is he actually the greatest AWPer? Because if I do say so myself, I hit some mean flip. I'm not even going to go there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
This video is sponsored by Skins Monkey, an automated CS skin trading.
Yeah, get your billions, bro.
Kenny Shroob is from France, and his love for video games came from his older brother.
I've started playing video games when I was 4 years old because I have a brother that is 11 years older than me.
This was an important
Yeah, he started 2 years younger than me. I started when I was 6. I had a cousin who had a PS1. Never really got into it. And then my father just got me a PS2 when I was 6 years old, and I just fell in love. Spent hours just playing.
Bond they shared, but there was another reason he got so deep into gaming.
Je pense que Kenny s'est investi autant dans le jeu parce que, bon, déjà, ça lui a plu et il s'est réfugié là-dedans parce qu'on avait des problèmes de famille et ça lui a donné une échappatoire à tout ce qu'il y avait autour de lui.
It's very interesting that they bring this up, that his own mother brings this up actually, because I feel like this is what a lot of pro video gamers actually face, and why they're so good at the game is it's their world. Like, they have nothing else in their life that made them feel safe and as comfortable and as competitive and as rewarding, and that they felt appreciated in the human form in a way video games did. And I felt that in my life too. You know, I was a very shy guy growing up, very shy kid. I wouldn't say I had family issues. I grew up pretty comfortably, but there were definitely times when stuff was out of place. I don't want to go too deep into it, but let's just say some things had to change, like a lot. You know, I moved countries from country to country, and I've dealt with a lot of change, and video games were always there for me as an escape. You know, when I first came to the U.S., right? I'm Brazilian. I couldn't speak English. And so what I would do is I would be in video games all day, and I would cry not to go to school when I first got here because I couldn't speak English, because it was just a tough environment for me. And I would cry and I would make excuses to not go to school and then stay home and play video games. I have this vivid memory of me playing Batman Arkham Asylum when I was staying home from school. And those were some of the best days I can remember, when I would just be warped in this reality that, you know, I'm safe. I'm good here. You know, there's no external source that's gnawing at me, that, you know. So I don't know, man. It's people hate on video games, but they don't see the value in what it actually provides humanity. There's a point where you can go too far into a video game, and it actually harms you instead of benefits you. But I feel like that's not really what happens most of the time. If you really get sucked into it, you're gonna go forward, like esports guys.
Kenny played all kinds of games with his brother, but soon he found something that came naturally to him.
I had a PC back then, but I had a lot of issues, you know, like I was playing CS for a while, and my PC was dying, so I couldn't play anymore. So I just played Source, and it seemed really, really easy for me somehow, even though I didn't play much before. I never played Source before, actually.
Despite never playing Counter-Strike, he was very, very good at it. He quickly became much better than his older brother, and before long was playing 2v2s and 1v1s against some of the best.
What was turning me on back then, it was like, yeah, 1v1 AWP ladder, I'm gonna go.
I mean, come on. The greatest opera of all time, he said, what is turning me on back then? It was the ops, the 1v1s. Come on, he's just destined to be him.
I'm gonna play against the 10 first best and beat them, which I did. I was like 15-0-0, and then I was like, okay.
His aim with the AWP was nuts, and because of that, Kenny S loved taking duels. He lived for one-on-ones, especially against the best, and more often than not, he came out on top. But then, something happened. Kenny S was banned from ELS for cheating during a 2v2 French ladder match. He had also been banned from other European servers prior, and had a reputation as a cheater for his insane and also unusual aim. But there was one problem. He didn't cheat.
It built me a big cheater reputation all over the scene.
This reminds me of the Muda situation going on with Jinxie and stuff right now. They're accusing Muda of cheating. Is he cheating? Nobody knows, right? Until until he hops on the LAN and goes to a computer and shows that he really is that good without cheats, who knows? But if he isn't cheating, and Kenny, they accuse him of cheating, apparently he was not cheating, that is the biggest compliment a gamer can receive. It's like going to the gym and somebody is accusing you of taking steroids, but you're actually not. I've had that happen to me in my life several times, and so frankly, you just reply, yeah, bro. I take test 150 milligrams on the right cheek. On the left cheek, you take 35 milligrams. Bada bing, bada boom.
I ended up getting banned for cheating on ESL, which I didn't, obviously.
He was also banned by ESL admins reviewing the VOD, not an automatic anti-cheat system. This could have been the end for Kenny S. His career could have ended right here, yet it didn't. He was dealt a lucky hand. Nia K, the manager for a team called Very Games, had noticed Kenny S. If he really was a cheater, he was just some nobody, but if not, he had amazing potential. Nia K decided to give him a trial to know for certain.
I got tested by Very Games by being banned on ESL for cheating and without doing a single offline event, so they tested me. My test went pretty good. I mean, individually I was feeling really good.
He soon joined.
Yeah, this is what they need to do with Muda. If you guys know the situation I'm talking about, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but they need to put him in the offline LAN type stuff and see how he really is,
Joined Very Games in late 2011, the best CS source team in the world, straight to the top, in under 2 years too. Now, Kenny S could show the world what he could do. His first offline tournament with Very Games was Insomnia 45, and boy, what a first impression he made. He had played in a few C or B tier tournaments with other teams, but Insomnia 45 was an A tier event. He had tasted success, and soon people began to take notice of this French prodigy. But unfortunately for Kenny S, that was cut short. In 2013, he was dropped from Very Games, but why? Well, everyone swapped from CS Source to CSGO, and it was different. It was much slower and at first just felt weird, and it threw off Kenny S.
When CSGO happened, I was like, no.
Wait, so he made his mark on CS Source at first, which was different from CSGO, right? CSGO is Global Offensive, which introduced the bombs, right? CS Source, was it just like a team deathmatch, free-for-all type deal? And was it more of like was the ops still the same?
Oh, why? I just arrived on CSUS, I want to play more, I want to do a career there, and I won't have the opportunity. No, there is that cheat game going out.
In Source, Very Games were winning, and when they didn't, they came second or third. Now, they were just good. DreamHack Valencia 2012, ESWC 2012, DreamHack Winter 2012, the AMD Sapphire Invitational, ESL Spring 2013. All of these tournaments were crucial tournaments to win, and Very Games lost all of them to NIP. But Kenny S had gotten better. He now had the second highest rating on the team. Why did he get dropped? Well, as it turns out, there was a lot going on behind the scenes. Kenny S was good at flicks, he was good at duels, but he was still a kid, only 17 during his run.
Yeah, this is the problem with flashy mechanics, right? If the only thing you rely on is flashy mechanics, which is what the young kids like to focus on, talking about Rocket League specifically, I'm a Rocket League guy, right? I'm about to hit GC's tune. I'm champ 3, I think. These young kids, I notice all they focus is flip resets, doing these mechanical things, and they don't focus on game sense. They don't focus on actually winning. They only focus on mechanics. And it seems like Kenny was that type of kid, and ultimately it made him get dropped from a professional team. It's why you know, the greatest players of all time, they're not just known for being flashy, they're known for being smart, intelligent, outplaying.
With Very Games. He was a natural at aiming, but he was lacking in other areas.
Individually, I've always been pretty consistent and on top, you know. But once again, like, I was so pressured that sometimes I was doing like really stupid mistakes. I was having like big like communication void.
A great KD means nothing if you can't play as a team. But there's more. He lacked the confidence he needed to play at the top.
You know, once again, like I was like watching them and like, why am I playing among like those players like NPK, Apex, Existence, Smith? I was like, those guys are.
Bro, is that Apex? Yesterday I was just watching Team Spirit versus Vitality. Vitality just swept Spirit. Is this Apex? Holy crap, dude. That guy goes way back. It's crazy, and it's fascinating to see all these OG players and how they've grown up over the years. I don't think there's a single game out there that has this transformation of players growing with the game. Literally.
Legend, you know? I was like, what the fuck am I doing here?
When you're playing against the best in the world, the worst thing you can have is self-doubt. Kenny S said that I was not mature enough to work on my flaws and to question myself. This was wrong of me. When he was let go, Very Games' president said that Kenny is still young and the switch to global offensive didn't help with him catching up with his experienced teammates. Even though it might have been true, it still hurt. This was a huge slap in my face and a blow to my motivation, said Kenny S. Fans were sad to see him go. Very Games so stupid, OMG. WTF, why Kenny S? His confidence was already shaky. Now it was shattered. Kenny S needed to bounce back, but how?
Underdog story. There's always behind the greatest players, behind the greatest sports players, behind the greatest people in the world, there's always a bottom. Always. Michael Jordan got dropped out of a high school team or something like that. Didn't make it. Who else? LeBron James. I can't think of anything LeBron James. Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know his history. Messi. I don't know. Too short, right? There's always these limitations on these GOATs. My apologies for not knowing the history of all these greatest people. But, you know, there's always limitations. And before you go to the high, you must reach the low. And I've noticed with my life as well. Before I reach a high peak in my life where everything is going good, it precedes a new low. And this is the new low. Let's see how he bounces back.
CSGO had hurt in the short term, but long term, it was for the best.
And what I didn't know at this time is that it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, you know?
Kenny S first had an immediate challenge. He had to find a new team. I have received some offers and I can bounce back quickly. I have to think about my future, but at the moment, I have not made any decision. He received a lot of offers right away, but he turned them down. He didn't want an international team. He was French, and his communication skills were already lacking. He needed to fix this issue. He needed a French team with no communication boundaries whatsoever. Then he found it. On the 11th of May 2013, Kenny S joined the French team LDLC. He was even on the team with legends like Happy and Apex. He had a French team. He had great teammates. Everything seemed to be
Bro,
with legends.
What happened to the Mohawk, man? I used to rock this all the time, dude. What happened to the Mohawk? Why is no one rocking the Mohawk nowadays? Do I got to bring this shit back myself? Like, come on, this shit's so tough, bro. We just shied away from it. Why?
Like Happy and Apex. He had a French team. He had great teammates. Everything seemed to be going great, and fans thought so too. Really nice. GL, pretty good lineup. They can beat VG. GL boys, LDLC has a lot of potential with this lineup. But things didn't go as expected. Just 3 months later, LDLC disbanded. But why? The team was doing good, but not great. They couldn't win consistently, and only won 3 tournaments that entire year. From mid-June onwards, they didn't even come higher than 3rd. They had amazing players, the right environment, just couldn't win. Fans weren't sure what to think. He got kicked from very games and now his team disbands. Twice own. One of my favorite teams. Sad to see them disbanding. A good team environment was one thing, but he needed to level up his game. He needed to be a great teammate. After some short time in We Got Game and Clan Mystic, he found a new team, Titan.
Lots of fire being tapped across to one another. 2 players are situated in window. Kenny gets both of them, and suddenly it's a 2v0 as Kenny S explodes into the round.
Kenny S started popping off.
Think about all these esports organizations or teams that have failed. I bet there's so many. Titan. I'd never heard of this team except for now. And all the previously very good games, like I've never heard of these esports organizations ever. And they fail because, I don't know, maybe a lack of funding, maybe a lack of talent acquisition. But it goes to show only the top survive. And it's why it's so good at just watching the greats, because it's so hard to get there.
Hard.
Or you could just be Team Falcons, be like trillionaires and just dump trillionaires into, signing players. I heard they're signing the Kerrigan guy. I never heard of that Kerrigan guy, but seems like an OG to FaZe, and he's just getting picked up by Falcons, And in Rocket League 2, Falcons is like ridiculous. They have like the highest paid players of all time. Like Falcons, bro, their pockets, like, please share with some of us. Now, kidding.
He was starting to hit his... He was starting to hit his stride, but what made Kenny S so good? Most people who use the AWP are anchors or passive. They hold an angle. Kenny S could do that, but he was also aggressive with the AWP. The way he quickscoped, repeaked, and even found refrags was unmatched.
Fast pushes from Titan have been called and found out, but there's Kenny S with 2.
Oh my god.
Well.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable play from Kenny.
Oh my. Okay, that's actually disgusting. Is that an ace? He just walked up one single site. I think this is Inferno, right? This is the B bomb or A. He just walked up on that corner. He just killed 5 of them with a no scope in there too. This is like BO2 gameplay. This is literally BO2 gameplay.
Ace.
Yeah, I've done the same. Granted, it was against bots. Kenny S was unbelievable.
Kenny S bringing the back from the brink of destruction now, as AWPer working in the back here, trying to find his way around. But is Kenny S going to be able to stop anybody else here? Kenny S looking at 2 sides, gonna take down Crims, looking for Olaf, misses the shot, gets a second chance, and Kenny S!
He was hitting shots no one could or should hit, and often. Another top player, AWPmeister, said, "I've never been scared of anyone, but I'm scared of Kenny S."
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
But little did he know, he was about to face his biggest challenge yet. It wasn't another team, it wasn't a tournament, it was something else. On March 31st, 2015, Valve released patch 1.34.7.8 for CSGO. In it had one fateful line: lowered scoped movement values for AWP.
Lowered scoped movement values for AWP. So this means they were slower when you're carrying the AWP. Okay, this makes sense. That's a pretty good nerf, because when I'm holding a Negev, okay, that's LMG, when I'm playing deathmatch and I press G to get the bonus weapon, and this is the Negev, I feel like I'm carrying like 30-pound sands in my right pocket. In my left pocket, there's like a 3-ton truck.
Like nothing, but this one line changed the entirety of CSGO. So what was the big deal? When you scoped in with the AWP, you moved much slower. It made you easier to hit. It made it harder to quickscope, and it made being aggressive with the AWP, like on Terror's side, much harder. Taking the AWP was riskier. When Kenny S first tried the new AWP, he was speechless. "Oh no, they can't be serious," he said. "I fell into a bad spot. I was losing confidence." If you're still not convinced, just look at Titan's results.
What a nerf does to a man.
Before and after the update. Before, they were competitive, but now they were dropping as far as the 9th to 16th place. How would Kenny S bounce back? On the 20th of July,
A nerf is the biggest test to a player's mentality, to a player's will. You know, if you still are good even after a huge nerf like that, undisputed go. So let's see what he
Kenny
does.
S and AWPers were traded to another team, Envious, a major European team. But something else had happened. For the past few months, Kenny S was grinding out the new op. He practiced and practiced, he adapted to the slower playstyle, and soon his stance...
Because think about it, when CSGO first came out, like, there's this op, right? There's no nerfs, there's no buffs. It's just here. And whether it was good or it was bad, he still picked it and he made it good, right? So that's not this inherently different from it getting a nerf or the weapon changing. It's still the fundamental weapon. He just has to put in the hours to learn it like he did in the original game, like he did when he first picked up an op. So I'm guessing he's still going to be the GOAT.
On the new op had done a 180.
But the way it affected me is that this op, for example, was really made for me, like really like feeling my game style 100%, you know?
When he joined Team Envious, he came out swinging.
Fine, quick angle. Let's spot the back of Dozier. What an ace there from Kenny S.
Something was different. Kenny S had leveled up. The op god had returned.
You can see him trying to find the first kill. Does get it as well. Takes down Steel towards Highway.
Finds it as well. Bolts, and there's Phelps. Kenny's alive late.
It wasn't overnight, but after a few months, his confidence returned, and soon results followed. But he wasn't a one-trick pony.
And they are actually fully committing now. They're running in, but these T's are just so low. The pistol round here from Envious is working as Kenny S is running right into Kenny S, and there it is. It is the full ace on the pistol round.
He was often the clutch factor. His confidence was back. As soon as he joined Envious, they began winning almost everything. Kenny S was unstoppable, but just ahead was his biggest challenge to date. DreamHack Open 2015, a major with a prize pool of $250,000 and the biggest event of the year. Kenny S had never won a major, but this was the best shot he would ever get. Could he pull it off? They quickly made it to the semifinals, but this was their first roadblock, G2. G2 were tough, but Envious came to win.
That duel as well, and indeed Happy takes down Rain looking for the flank, and now it's two G players remaining. They've got two fast frags there. Kenny has to trade, and it's Dennis versus two. Molotov's coming in to try and stop him from getting the defuse. Happy to take him down.
Envious moved on to the grand final, where Na'Vi are waiting for them.
It's going to be down to the remaining two players here for Envy, Kenny and AWPers, and AWPers gets caught with the backstab, but Kenny headshots seized in the meantime, and with 10 seconds left, it all comes down to Zeus to get the bomb plant, and it's not going to happen. Kenny is there to deny him. 7-0.
Each other, and
Kenny S was playing out of his mind, but Na'Vi wasn't going to roll over just yet. At a 7-0 deficit, Na'Vi begins to turn things around. Na'Vi won 6 rounds in a row. They began to bring it back. Envious watched their lead slowly erode. They have to get back in the game.
There is a little bit of a forward push from AWPers right outside of Top Dog. And Kenny, despite the fact that Seized was already scoped up, he wins that duel in alley.
They get the shot, he gets one on Kenny. That goes down. Nice quad kill from AWPers to seal the deal in the first half. 9-6 overall.
Envious finally take back a game as they move to T-side.
Takes out Kenny, and Happy gets caught as well. The backstab falls apart, and just like for Envy on their CT side, Na'Vi will have the perfect pistol round.
God, these esports moments are what make gaming great. Like these clutch factor rounds, these impossible moments. It's what we live for as an audience. It's what we want to see. When we get a boring game, like I did yesterday, when it's just a stomp, where Vitaly just stomps Team Spirit, that's boring, bro. And it, you know, it seems like Kenny S, he was that clutch factor. Like
5 players staying alive. An excellent retake of the inner sight.
Na'Vi plays it perfect.
But honestly, I want to see some trick shots. Was there ever like a trick shotting phase in CS2? Because if I see that, yeah, we're pulling the pants down for that one.
Pistol round, and Envious begins to sweat. They started so strong, but Na'Vi began winning more and more.
Identical. I mean, yep, Happy, the flank does not work for him, and BK now the last man alive here on upper, and he gets nailed by Seized.
Envious began to bounce back, and both teams go back and forth. Soon, Envious is up 15-12, match point. They just need one more win.
That's a very, very tight defense put up there by one man.
30 seconds though. 30 seconds left is not enough time.
See, they're gonna try and go for it anyway. They're really feeling it. Happy goes down. Kenny with a refrag once. Still a 1v2. He knows Scope's Edward.
Oh
Kenny
my
S was
God.
playing out of his mind, but Na'Vi held their own. In the next match, they came out on top. It was 15-14. Na'Vi was about to delete EnVyUs's lead.
30 seconds left and they should be able to get the bomb plant now. Smoke goes down to block off Flamey, and Happy, all he has to do is hold this angle now. Although Flamey going right through it, he realizes it's too late, but Happy turns around. He's there for the clutch, and it's gonna be Guardian now. 1v2 to keep his team in this, to go
No
for
way,
overtime.
right?
Headshot, and it's not gonna happen.
He did
Kenny
it.
is there to lock it
Clutch.
down. And in 30 rounds, Envy will take the first map. They will rob Na'Vi.
EnVyUs took game 1, and now they were unstoppable.
Cinema, cinema, bro. What's gonna happen next?
Guardian trying to fall back. Could it be careful? Got to be careful here. Might be going down. In fact, Happy's already opened up on one side, and Kenny, he doesn't even wait. He takes the shot from the side of the statue, and it's going to be down to Flamey and Zeus now. 20 seconds here, and MBK putting the...
Bro, what is this map? I've never played this map. The problem with CS2, bro, is like when I go in competitive matchmaking, all the maps, I'm selecting all the maps, by the way. All the maps I get is Dust 2, Inferno. Like, I haven't played majority of these maps. I only played Ancient, Inferno, Dust 2, Mirage. I never even played Anubis. Like, maybe I should try just queuing those maps, but then like really waiting for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Come on.
Down Envy coming back in the round in spite of some big early losses. And now the smokes go out as well to try and block them off. Kenny hitting that shot for a triple kill now. All on Flamey, and this has got to be a godlike clutch on his part. He's got no smoke to try and block them out. He has to hit the shot. Kenny takes him down for the quad kill.
Game 2 was the opposite of Game 1. At this point in time, this team was playing the best Counter-Strike in the world.
You'd prefer it if the team you got eliminated by actually going to win.
14
Kenny,
to
close
5?
range shot there on Edward. They're trying to charge them down. They're stuck in this corner. Kenny and Apex, that's not a good position. They need to get out of here somehow. And Apex, MBK helping out. Apex shooting his way out of the corner, and they're going to end up in here working. Look at that grin on Kenny as well. 15-5.
Yeah, after that, 2 guys in a corner and you still manage to lose? You just get team wiped? That tanks your confidence. Na'Vi's losing this.
Kenny S and the rest of EnVyUs were making insane plays like it was nothing. There was nothing Na'Vi could do.
Oh, and a second headshot there. Flamey gonna be gone. Hiroshima, and there it is. Taking him down. Envy winning the last major of 2015 and the second title in a row here for 3 of these players. The first for Kenny and Apex. What a victory.
Kenny S had been through everything, called a cheater, drops from teams, survived the worst nerf in CSGO, and yet, here he was, at the top. He won what all Counter-Strike players dream of winning. He won the major, and was named the MVP. That year, he also won Best Esport Player at the Game Awards.
You've been named as the best player in the world in the past. You've had your downs, and you've had your ups. Try and put into words what it...
I can't lie. Being known as the AWPer, that's some big D shit right there. I can't lie to you. I want to be known as AWPer. I wanted to be a trick shotter back in the day. I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to join FaZe. In CS2, in Counter-Strike, one of the most popular games of all time. And I say it's pretty hard to a new player like me. It's people who have been on console my whole life. I've always looked at CS or like these PC games as something unattainable, something that's out of my reach, something I can't really fathom. But after playing it for, you do get better after playing it. But being known as the AWPer in a game like this, big D shit.
What it feels like right now to be a world champion.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a long time I'm waiting for it, and it's too much emotion right now, so it's amazing. It feels really amazing.
I think there's a lesson in this story. You might lose. You might get a huge nerf. You might get dropped. All of that can hit your confidence, but you never give up.
Exactly what I said in the beginning of this video. You have a low, you go high.
Definitely winning a major is something really amazing, I will always remember the semi-final as one of the most important and crazy games I ever played. It was against G2, they won the first map.
Kenny S faced everything a player could face. Meta shifts, team cuts, self-doubt. At so many points, Kenny S could have thrown in the towel, but he didn't. He came back stronger every time.
So if I have an advice to give to the young kids that look at us and wants to become a professional player, wants to have a career like mine, I got really lucky, guys. Don't forget hard work beat talents.
He got lucky. I'd say he got lucky. But, I feel like luck is an excuse to make yourself look humble. I'm gonna just say it, okay? He put in the work. I guess he got lucky with his parents, or he got lucky when he was younger that he got into video games at a young age, but it doesn't excuse the fact that he still put in the work when the days were just hard, you know? And I don't know. I feel like luck is, I don't know.
While Kenny S is considered one of the greats, there can only be one GOAT in Counter-Strike. Click this video.
So this guy just made this whole video congratulating Kenny S, and then at the end of the video, he just put simple in there out of nowhere for no reason. Is simple really the greatest of all time, or like this hard that he just has to make it in like every CS video? We watched this one, go watch it, guys. But yeah, I mean, very good video. Learn about Kenny S. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reaction, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a sub if you want me to react to something in particular. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, see you guys soon. Peace.